So today we're making keto bread, and this is one of my most famous recipes that I have developed. And every now and then I try modifying it. I go, no, this is it. So a whole package of almond flour, 16 ounces or 1 pound. So I just go ahead and dump it into this heavy duty pot. It's great to have something that's really substantial to mix this up in. And then we're gonna throw in about 1 cup of this kind of cheese. So this is cheap cheese, Pecorino Romano, that I get at Costco. So good. So I'm gonna dump in about 1 cup of that. There I go again. It doesn't hurt to have a little extra of this. I'm gonna mix that up, and we're gonna dump in, this is my favorite seasoning. This is Trader Joe's Everything But the Bagel seasoning. Wow, this is amazing. So I'm just gonna get that in there liberally. And then we're gonna put in about 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. So this is Manchego cheese. I get all my cheese at Costco. Really good deals on cheese and also olive oil. This is my favorite olive oil. We're gonna be using this liberally as well. This is organic, extra virgin olive oil from Costco. Can't go wrong with this. It's a little under $11 for this big monster container. And you'll see that it has a date on it too. Really important to use organic ingredients as much as possible. And this also shows you the date when it's best to use this by July of next year. So we've got a full year before this expires. Really important to make sure that your olive oil is not rancid. Now, if you've got a food processor, you are very lucky. I'm gonna grate this by hand. It's not that difficult to grate, but it's good exercise. I'm gonna cut off a chunk of this. And cut off the rind. I'm gonna grate about almost 2 cups of this. It doesn't have to be very finely grated. It's important to add lots of love while you're making keto bread. It's important to add love when you're making anything. Love is definitely one of the ingredients. That and a little elbow grease. Okay, that's a good amount. See, that looks like about 2 cups of grated cheese. And this Manchego cheese, both of these cheeses are sheep cheese, by the way. You could use any kind of cheese that you like. Since I eat so much cheese and drink so much milk, I like to mix up my dairy a little bit and have a different kind of dairy as much as possible. Now we're gonna add the olive oil, and we're gonna make it look kind of crumbly. It sticks together, but we don't want it to be too wet. Just a little bit more. I will post approximate measurements in the description below. I have to taste this and make sure it tastes good. Perfect. I usually add 3 eggs. I have a feeling that I'm gonna need 4 eggs this time, because these are kind of small. These eggs are a little small. 1.
Let's see how it goes.
And you can see this we get a little workout doing this. Good for the biceps. I'll start kneading this, but before I do that, my hands are clean. I cleaned my hands before we got started. Before that, I'm gonna get the pan ready. I love this stainless steel pan. Again, it's really important to use the best quality equipment and ingredients. So stainless steel is great because it doesn't leach into your food. That's why I love this pan. So now both of my hands are nice and oily. So now I can knead this mixture. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Because it's sticking together pretty well. And then I'm just gonna make some buns. Keto is high fat, I guess some people think it's not so high fat, but I love the fat. And high protein and low carbs. And so that's what's great about this recipe, is that it is low carb, and it's my go-to snack. If I get hungry, when I get hungry, I have a keto bread or half a keto bread. Sometimes I'll put cheese on it. Earlier today, I had one with avocado on top. It's delicious. My mother used to always make cheese sandwiches with tomato, wow, on top of this keto bread. So delicious. So see, I'm just taking a lump, a nice handful, mashing it together, and then as soon as we get them all done, we're gonna sprinkle some more of the everything but the bagel seasoning on top. Super delicious. Makes them super delicious. Very popular. This is probably my most popular recipe. Is the keto bread. So I went keto about almost 2 years ago. And before that, I was eating a very healthy diet, but I had a lot of grains like quinoa and rice and beans. I ate that diet, right? And I really didn't eat much meat. I rarely had beef. Now I eat grass-fed beef. So good. It's like a different animal, grass-fed beef. We'll have to do that one time. Chicken wings, my favorite. But again, I always get the highest quality meat that I can possibly buy. Like I get organic chicken wings from either Whole Foods or Wild Fork. I was a vegetarian for about 7 years. And I had really bad indigestion that whole time. And I always kept a little bag of those pinwheel candies, those red and white candies that you see at the restaurants when you know, at the cash register as you're walking out. And the peppermint candies, I always had those with me, a couple, because I had indigestion all the time, you know, a couple times a day. And ever since I switched to keto, guess what? I don't any indigestion anymore at all. And I was cleaning out my drawers recently and I found this big bag of the pinwheel candies and I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I always had those. That's why all the restaurants always have them, is so that you won't get indigestion. All right, so now we're gonna use some more of this, my favorite seasoning. Everything but the bagel from Trader Joe's. We'll bake these for about 25 to 30 minutes. I'll go ahead and put them in for 30 minutes. And the oven's gonna be at 350 degrees. Right. The keto bread has been cooking for 30 minutes.
Beautiful.
Mmm. Delicious. Smells divine. Let it cool for about 5 minutes and then I'll take it out of the pan and put it on another plate to continue to cool off. Everybody loves my keto bread. Subscribe and hit that bell.